Hello everyone, in this video we're going to go over the Book B, Unit 1 Vocabulary Words, numbers 1 through 30. Let's get started. Our first word is along. Along is a preposition and it means over the line that something makes or in a line that goes next to something. For example, we ran along the path or we drove along the ocean. When you are walking along something, there is some line that you are following. For example, here is the shore. The shore is where the ocean and the sand come together. So I can say they are walking along the shore. They are following this line that the shore makes. Or when you go to a mountain, usually there is a path where you can walk or a trail. So when you walk along the trail, you are following the line that it makes. If you suddenly decide to go this way, now you are not walking along this trail anymore. You have to follow the line that something makes. Number 2 is the word branch. Branch is a noun and it is a woody part of a tree or bush that grows out from the trunk. For example, the squirrel jumped from branch to branch in the tree. So this is what the tree branch looks like. And the tree branch is what comes out from the main part of the tree. The big part of the tree is called the trunk. And of course, all of the leaves and flowers grow on the branches. And another way that you can say branch is by using the word limb. And limb is also something that people can use on their body. If you think about your body, it's similar to a tree in that there is the main body part, and then your arms and your legs come out from that main body part. So your arms and your legs can also be called the limbs, just like the tree. The branches come out from the main part of the tree, so it can be called the limbs as well. Our next word is brave. Brave is an adjective and it means ready to face pain or danger, showing courage. For example, the brave pilot flew alone through the storm. Or I can say, this boy is very brave because he's not afraid of getting a shot. Or we can say, firefighters are always brave because they are ready to face danger. Even though something is dangerous, they're always ready to go. And of course, the opposite of brave would be afraid. The next word is build. Build is a verb and it means to make something by joining together different parts. For example, are you going to build a new house? Another way to say build is construct. So when someone builds something, they are putting something together, such as a house or building, but you can also build things with different materials, not only with bricks. For example, if you're using Legos or blocks, then you can also use the word build to describe when you make something. And our next word is building. Building is a noun, so please be careful between build and building. The first one, build, is the verb, the action word, but the second one is the noun. And a building is a structure that people have made, such as a house, a store, or school. And a building has a door, a roof, rooms, and outside walls. The example says, they live in a large building with many apartments. So buildings can come in many different shapes and sizes and colors. Here is a colorful building. Here are many tall buildings that are different shapes and sizes. This building here has many what looks like spheres on it, so it's very interesting. Our next word is bump. Bump is a verb and it means to hit against something by accident. For example, our car bumped the car that was parked in front of it. It was an accident. We can use bump to talk about when two things hit together. I can say they bumped their fists together. But of course, that wasn't an accident. Usually, we use bump to talk about something that happened by accident, such as this poor cute puppy that was running in and out of the poles, but suddenly he bumped his head on the last one. Have you ever been walking and accidentally bumped your knee or your toe or your elbow on something? Or maybe you were walking down the street and there's too many people, so you accidentally bumped into a different person. Our next word is dash. Dash is a verb and it means to move fast or rush. For example, he dashed across the street before the light changed. Maybe you remember this character from The Incredibles. His name was also Dash. I think they probably named him Dash because he can move very fast. So whenever you need to move fast, you can use this word dash to describe the action of going fast. I can say, Mom dashed to the store to buy some milk for the baby. Or, I dashed to school before the test started. Our next word is describe. Describe is a verb and it means to tell or write about. For example, he described the places he saw on his vacation. When we use the word describe, it's usually used in the question that you ask when you are talking with someone. For example, you can ask, can you describe this person? Or can you describe that place? Then when you give your answer, you don't use the word describe in your answer, you just tell about it. For example, if I say, can you describe this boy? Then I can say, he is short and he has a green shirt and blue pants. So I described him, but I didn't use the word describe in my answer. So please be careful when you are using describe. You don't need to use it when you're actually describing the person. It's just a question that someone asks, or just like this example sentence, he described the places. The person is not talking about the places in this sentence. They're just talking about the action of telling. Our next word is evening. Evening is a noun and it is the period between late afternoon and night, the early part of the night. The example says, I walk my dog every morning and evening. Evening is usually the time that starts at 6 p.m. and ends around 9 p.m. This is the time that we call the evening. Usually people will have their dinner sometime in the evening or maybe spend some time with their family in the evening before they go to sleep. Our next word is feast. Feast is a noun and it is a large meal with many different types of foods. Every Sunday, my grandmother cooks a feast for the whole family. This is what a feast looks like. There's many different kinds of foods in the feast and your whole family can come together and enjoy the feast together. Usually people have a feast for a special day. For example, on Christmas, Thanksgiving, on Chuseok, or on someone's birthday, people come together and have a feast. Have you ever had a feast with your family? Our next word is fight. And be careful with fight. In this one here, it is the noun. Fight is a battle or argument. So since it's a noun, we are not using it as the action word. We'll talk about the action word later. Instead, we're using it as a noun, as something that happened. So you can use it together with had a fight. It's a thing. So looking at the pictures here, I can say the boy and the girl had a fight about the remote control. Maybe they both wanted to watch different things, so they had a fight. Here too, I can say the children had a fight over the last cookie. So again, I'm using fight as a noun. Now it is not an action, it is a thing that happened. They had a fight. Let's skip fisherman for now and let's talk about the word fought. Fought is the action word. It is fight, it's just the past tense. I put fought because I want you to remember this word. Many times I will see people, instead of writing fought, they will say fighted, like they fighted over a doll. But this is wrong. This is not a word. You need to remember the past tense of fight, the verb, is fought. So we can say fought when you are finished with a fight. For example, my brother and I often fought when we were young. Or I can say, the girls fought over their favorite doll. They both wanted the doll, so they fought. They had a fight. Here too, I can say, they fought using snowballs. Now let's go back to fisherman. Number 12 is fisherman. It is a noun, and a fisherman is someone who catches fish either as a sport or as a way to make a living. For example, the fisherman was happy to return from the sea with a full net. So a fisherman can either be someone who just catches fish for fun. Maybe they will catch 1 or 2 fish and then they can cook the fish or take it home. But there are other fishermen that do it as a way to make a living. That means it's their job. They will catch many fish and then they will sell the fish for money. Both of them can be called a fisherman. Our next word is greedy. Greedy is an adjective and it means wanting more money or things even though you already have enough. For example, all the ads for toys can make kids greedy. Or the greedy girl didn't want to share her snacks. Someone who is greedy has many things, such as this girl. She has many toys, but she doesn't want to share with the boy, so she is greedy. Or this man has a lot of money, but he doesn't want to share his money with anyone, so he is a greedy person. And the last word is howl. Howl is a verb, and there are 2 different meanings that we are going to talk about. The first one means to make a long, loud, sad sound like that of a wolf or a dog. So of course we can say that the animals are howling. The dog is howling, the wolf is howling. For example, the wolf howled at the moon. But we can also use it to mean a sad sound. So I can say, the angry baby screamed and howled for 20 minutes. Of course, in this sentence, howled doesn't mean he's really sounding like a dog or a wolf. Instead, it means that it's a sound that's very sad and loud and long. It's a long crying sound. And the other way that we can use howl is to mean a laugh. So it can be to laugh very loudly and with much energy. We can also use the word howl. For example, they howled at his jokes. So when we use howled here, it means they are laughing very loudly at his jokes. So please remember, howl can have these 2 meanings. The sound of a wolf or a dog, or a very, very loud laughing sound. Is lightning. Lightning is a noun and it is natural electricity produced in the clouds and appearing as a bright flash of light in the sky. For example, lightning usually occurs during summer thunderstorms. So of course, this is what lightning looks like. It's the bright flash that comes from the sky whenever there is a storm. We can call this lightning. Number 17 is nearby. Nearby is an adjective and it means located close at hand, not far away. For example, his mother works at a nearby supermarket. So when something is nearby, it is close. It's not far away from you. So if you are here, you can say there is a restaurant that is nearby, or there is a nearby gas station. Things that are nearby are close to you. Number 18 is the word picnic. Picnic is a noun and it is an informal meal which is eaten outdoors, usually in a park or other place in nature. For example, we had a picnic on the bench by the lake. So when you have a picnic, you are getting together with your family or your friends and enjoying some food outside. Usually people eat some fruits or other vegetables and meat and cheese during picnics. Have you ever gone on a picnic with your family? Our next word is pole. Pole is a noun and it is a long, thin, rounded piece of wood or metal. For example, the firefighters quickly went down the pole to their truck. And please ignore this capital letter. It shouldn't be a capital letter. It's just a mistake. It should be a lowercase letter. So this is what a pole looks like here in the fire station. As you can see, the firefighter is going down. He's sliding down this long pole. It's a faster way to go down instead of taking the stairs or using an elevator if there is an emergency. Maybe you've tried to go down a pole like this in the playground before as well. And another thing that we can call a pole are these here that hold the lights on the street. We can call them light poles. Have you ever seen this kind of pole outside? Our next word is present. Present is a noun, and present is the period of time between the past and the future. For example, the troubles you have in the present will soon be over. And of course, the opposite of present is past. So present just means right now. Right here and right now, that is what we call the present. So I can say, in the present, I am doing my homework. Or many times people will say this word together with at. At present, I am doing something. What are you doing at present? Number 21 is quickly. Quickly is an adverb, so you need to use it together with a verb, and it means in a short time or rapidly. For example, get ready quickly so that we'll get to the movie on time. I can use the word quickly to talk about these people riding a bike. I can say they are riding the bike quickly down the hill. Or I can say, if I finish my homework quickly, Mom said that I can go outside to play. We can use this word quickly to describe how you are doing something. Are you riding quickly? Are you working quickly? Are you eating quickly? All of those cases, we can use it to talk about how fast you are doing something. Our next word is salt. Salt is a noun and it is a white substance that is found in the seawater and in the earth. Salt is used for flavoring and preserving foods. The example says, "Don't put too much salt on your food. It's bad for your heart." This is what salt looks like. It's just these small little grains, and many people will put them in a container that looks like this. We call this container a salt shaker because it has little holes at the top, and you can turn it upside down and shake it whenever you want salt to come out. So when your food doesn't have enough flavor, when your food is too bland, remember the word bland means it doesn't have flavor, then you can use salt to add more flavor to it. Also, a long time ago, before people had refrigerators, people used to cover their food in salt to help preserve their food. That means to keep it from becoming rotten, from turning black. So people used this salt to help keep their food fresh. Our next word is steam. Steam is a noun and it is water in the form of a gas that you can see in the air when you boil or heat water. For example, we cook the vegetables with steam. This is what steam looks like. It's just the water turning into a different form in the air. Water, we can see water as a solid when it is ice. We can see it as a liquid when it's regular water. And when it gets very hot like this, we can see water as steam. Our next word is strange. Strange is an adjective and it means not usual or odd. For example, it is strange that she hasn't called me today. Or he draws pictures of strange monsters. Here are some very strange things. First, I think this car looks a little bit strange, don't you? If you saw a car like this going down the street, would you think that it's a normal car? I think that it looks strange because it's very small. Also, this drawing looks very strange because this fish has legs. So something strange is something that is not normal. It is unusual or it is odd. Our next word is stream. Stream is a noun and it is a flowing body of water like a small river. The example says, we went fishing in the stream. This is what a stream looks like. It's a very, very small amount of water that usually flows through a forest like this. So we can call this one a stream. It's usually not very deep and you can find small fish in a stream. When you are looking at your words, please be very careful with stream and steam because their spelling is very similar except for this letter R here. So make sure that you are looking carefully when you write the words. Our next word is strike. Strike is a verb and it means to hit with the hand or a weapon. And the past tense is struck. The example says, he struck me with the back of his hand. So strike is another way to say hit, but usually it's with your hand or with some sort of weapon, or actually we can even use this word to talk about lightning. When lightning hits a person, we can say he was struck by lightning. The lightning came down and hit this person. Or I can say the man struck the ball with his bat. That is struck. When you hit something with your hand, with a weapon, or even if lightning hits someone, you can use the word struck. And most of the time we use it as the past tense instead of the present tense. Our next word is sugar. Sugar is a noun and it is a sweet substance made from plants that is used to flavor food. For example, sugar makes your food taste sweet. And here are some examples of foods that have a lot of sugar in them, such as donuts, muffins, and chocolate. All of these foods have a lot of sugar. And of course, we know having too much sugar is not very healthy, so please make sure that you don't eat too much sugar. Our next word is thunderstorm. A thunderstorm is a storm with thunder, lightning, rain, and wind. So it's a very big storm. The example says, we ran for shelter during the thunderstorm. Remember, the word thunder is the sound that happens when lightning strikes down. That sound is called thunder. But the whole storm, the lightning, the thunder, the rain, the wind, all of it together, we call it a thunderstorm. Have you ever seen a thunderstorm? Number 29 is the word trail. Trail is a noun and it is a path or course through a forest or other rural place. So some woods or forests can have trails. The example says, the group followed the trail through the forest to the top of the mountain. So this is what a trail looks like. It's the walking place, the walking path where you can go whenever you're walking through a forest or a mountain or woods. This area is what we call the trail. Sometimes there's just dirt on the ground like this, or sometimes there are steps and rocks to help people go through the forest or to help people climb the mountain. Again, we can call this a trail. And our last word is wise. Wise is an adjective and it means having understanding and good judgment about what is true or right. For example, years of experience have made her wise. And the opposite of wise is foolish. We use wise to describe someone who is very smart. They have good understanding of things, so they know how to do things. And they have good judgment. That means they make good choices. So we can say they are wise. And we use wise to talk about people who usually they are older, because that means they lived a long life and they know many things. So whenever you have a problem, they can help you. They are wise. And that's all for this video. We went over the Book B Unit 1 vocabulary words, numbers 1 through 30. Thanks for listening and see you next time.